inyong lahat. Welcome to Film Fridays. Here on our show, we always want to be able to showcase people that are doing amazing work, not only for our community, but in general. So, kasama natin for Film Fridays si Stephen Dypiangco. He is a filmmaker. He is the VP now of Ovation Digital Arts, a multi-platform artist community linking talented YouTube creators with Ovation TV, the only television network in America dedicated to the arts. Stephen is also the co-founder of the National Film Society, where he's produced over 100 web series episodes and the forthcoming action comedy Awesome Asian Bad Guys. Previously, he has produced the Academy Award-winning short God of Love at kokonti lang tayong mga Pilipino na may Oscar. Etong si Stephen may Oscar, so we're very, very proud of that. Welcome to the show, Stephen Dypiangco.
Thank you so much. Excited to be here.
Stephen, I haven't seen you in a while, so we're going to catch up right here on Kababayan Today. But it seems like you've been very, very, very busy. Before we start talking about the career and what you've been busy with, let's go to the very beginning. Where were you born?
Sure, I was born in Hollywood, California. Yeah, just Los Angeles. My parents moved to the United States from the Philippines before I was born. So I have 3 older brothers who were all born in the Philippines, but I was the only one member of my family born in the U.S.
Born in Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's a sign. You're really supposed to be doing what you're doing.
I think so.
So, Stephen, your parents are from the Philippines. Do you know what part?
Yeah, absolutely. So my mom is from Pampanga, and my dad is from Laguna. And so I've had a couple opportunities to go back to the Philippines with them and with my family and, you know, visit the homes that they grew up in.
And how was that? Was that a culture shock for you?
You know, I mean, I think the first trip I took to the Philippines, I was maybe 2 or 3 years old. And then, you know, went, you know, every few years growing up. So yes, I remember very much when, you know, maybe I was like 10 years old thinking, wow, this feels like a completely different place, something I'm not used to.
It's a different world, different world from Hollywood.
For sure, for sure. But, you know, I've always appreciated the opportunities to go back and visit relatives there and just learn more about, you know, the Philippines and all the wonderful people and opportunities and things to do there.
I'm always interested when I talk to a Filipino American about what it means to them to be Filipino. And I know, you know, this is a question that changes throughout our lifetime.
Right.
But growing up as a Filipino American here in America, how was that like?
You know, so I think like it's a very tricky thing to figure out.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, you know, I grew up in a town and I went to school with lots of people who were Mexican American, Chinese American, and just, you know, Caucasian. And so it was like I didn't even know who I was, you know, in relation to all of them. So, you know, I think though that, you know, it was very much what I've connected with as being Filipino American is, you know, my experience just with my family, with my parents, and then, you know, that's expanded as I've moved, you know, grown up and connected with other Filipinos and seen, you know, they have had similar experiences. Basically not knowing, but really like figuring it out as they get older.
Right, because, you know, being Filipino goes beyond just eating the food, wearing the gear. You know, it's those cultural sensibilities that you can't really pinpoint, but you just know and feel in your heart, you know?
Yeah.
So it's always very interesting to me to meet a Filipino to ask, well, what does that mean to you?
Right.
You know?
And my answer is I don't know. I have no answer. It's so hard. There's so many different layers.
It is.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel people that are in the arts have a very big responsibility to other Filipino Americans, because they are the ones that are really shaping media so that other Filipino Americans can identify with what it means to be Filipino. So I just want to say there are hardly any filmmakers that are Filipino American, and this is something that we need to explore. Why? Why is it that Filipino parents never really encourage the younger generation to pursue the arts? What do you think?
You know, so my parents moved to the United States, and, you know, their focus, you know, is very much building, you know, their careers and
a professional life.
You know, yeah, and creating, you know, stability and opportunities and having, you know, their children's lives be better than their lives were, you know? And so I think often parents come from that. That's, you know, a natural thing. You want your children to do well. And I think that it's when you see the path of filmmakers or in the arts, it's very unpredictable. It's very, it's just very scary.
Yeah, it's, you know, definitely not a sure bet.
No, not at all. And so, you know, I think that, you know, but I think that it's nice. What my parents did were very much like, we trust you. We trust you. We encourage you to find your own path, you know, and that was an invaluable gift that I, you know, am eternally grateful for. So, you know, I think that I would hope that, you know, other parents can take a page from my parents and be that, you know, open to, you know, what their children choose to do.
Well, it also helps you win an Oscar. So your parents are like, yeah, okay, you know, we can only hope that, you know, one day we are able to attain something like that. Because really, Stephen, for our community, that's a big deal.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
All right. We'll be right back here for Film Fridays with Stephen Dypiangco.